Hello everyone, good evening.
Good evening,
Shruti.
Yeah, good evening, Shruti.
So we are back again with a skipper class and a sought after skipper class from Himaja today. I have started the recordings just to keep you guys informed. And Himaja, over to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shruti. I'll be taking care. Okay, we'll wait for one more minute.
Sure. So this topic that Himaja has chosen to give today has been requested by many people in the past. So I would request you all to take this opportunity to pay more attention to what she's saying, and please do not hesitate to ask any questions. If you have, please do not keep any questions to yourself. You're just asking a fellow employee, a colleague who has got more experience than you. So please take this opportunity and ask all your questions today itself. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Okay, hi guys, good afternoon to all, and good to see you all in this session.
Good afternoon.
Okay, thank you. So before proceeding with topic, let's have this session interactively, either with your sweet words, either in English or Telugu, whatever is fine. Okay, or at least give a emoji symbol. Okay, I know today is Friday, but please bear for 1 hour, 1.5 hour. Okay. So before we go into the actual topic, that is callbacks, promise, and observables, let's brush up on what about the asynchronous request. Okay, so now I'll be sharing my screen.
So Himaja, I'll leave the call. Okay. I have
Okay.
started the recording too. You may
Sure.
end it once the session is done.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we covered these topics in this section. And as you have mentioned that I'll be covering 4 topics, that is asynchronous request, callbacks, promises, and observables. You may get a doubt why we need to cover asynchronous request in this section, right? Because we have experienced the term observable when we started learning Angular. Although it is not an Angular specific feature, it's a new way of handling our asynchronous request. I think you are aware of this asynchronous request, right? Yes, no.
Yes, Himaja.
Okay. Okay. Just a brush up. Don't worry. So let's understand what is an asynchronous request first. As you all know, the flow of program occurs independently and it doesn't wait for a task to get finished and moves to the next task. This is what the abbreviative for asynchronous request. In detail, if we go, so this example will show you what the asynchronous request is. Basically, in our application, we used to request a different type of data, like any set of list of employees or any list of wages or any profile data, whatever. We'll be hitting the server for multiple requests and we wait for the response from the server, right? So in synchronous mode, when a client requests for the server, we should wait for the response until and unless without the response, we can't request for the next to the server. So in this way, our application will get blocked and we cannot move further or any other request or any other task to do in our application. So in this scenario, we came across the asynchronous request. That is, if you see an example in the image, see client is able to request multiple to the server, right? And it doesn't depend upon the response from the server. It will be continue to return back the data whether it is success or failure. ఓకే సో ఇంకా మీకు అర్థం అవ్వాలని చెప్పాలంటే సో మన అప్లికేషన్లో మనం ఏదైనా ఒక సర్వర్కి డేటా కావాలని రిక్వెస్ట్ చేస్తాం అనుకోండి. సో మన అప్లికేషన్ రిక్వెస్ట్ వచ్చేదాకా లోడర్ డిస్ప్లే చేస్తే బాగుంటుందా బాగోదా? బాగుంటుందా? బాగోదు. ఓకే so we want our application to receive a different request and also to return back some response, either like 400 error or 500, 200, whatever, right? So based on that error, we'll do some other task in our application, like displaying any toaster message or any whatever the error screens or any success screens, right? So in this way, our application wants to handle the request in asynchronous mode. Okay, now we have got a way that how we can handle the request in our application. But in which scenario, I mean, in which format we'll be handling this request? So మనం ఒకటి ఐడెంటిఫై చేసాము, ఒక అబ్జర్వ్ చేసాము. బట్ దాని యూసేజ్ ఎలాగా అన్నది మనకి ఏదైనా ఒక ఫార్మాట్ లో ఉంటేనే కదా మన కోడ్ లో యూజ్ చేసుకోగలం. ఓకే సో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ యూ హ్యావ్ ఏ మనకు ఒక గోల్డ్ స్టోన్ దొరికింది, వాట్ ఎవర్ స్టోన్ ఆర్ ఎనీ పీస్ ఆర్ వాట్ ఎవర్. సో దాన్ని మనం ఎలా యూజ్ చేసుకోగలం? ఎయిదర్ ఇన్ ఏ ఫార్మాట్ ఆఫ్ ఆర్నమెంట్, యా, ఆర్ ఇన్ ఎనీ అదర్ వే, వాట్ ఎవర్ వి లైక్, రైట్? ఓకే సో ఓకే సో మీకు అర్థం అవడానికి రియల్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ ఐఎమ్ ట్రయింగ్ మై బెస్ట్. ఓకే ఓకే సో దిస్ వే విల్ బి హ్యాండ్లింగ్ దిస్ asynchronous request in 3 formats, that is callbacks, promises, and observables. Okay, so let's start with callback functions, what it means. Don't think that, I mean, does the maze make you want to eat pizza? No, right?
No.
Okay, what this callback functions means. The callbacks itself saying that one function will be executed after execution of the first function. సో మీకు ఇది బాగా అర్థం అవ్వాలి అంటే ఎగ్జాంపుల్ గా మనం పిజ్జా ఆర్డర్ చేసే ఫార్మాట్ చూద్దాం. ఓకే సో వాట్ దిస్ ఇమేజ్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్స్ ఇస్ when this is the person Robin. Okay, so Robin orders the pizza with his app, I mean whatever the app for Pizza Hut, right? So once the app receives the order from Robin, what is the next step the app will do? Any guess or anything you can? What the apps will do?
I need to deliver that.
A little bit louder, please.
Deliver.
Yeah, deliver is the last option. That is correct. But before
the order.
delivering,
Ad-
yeah,
Address or person.
yeah, take down the
Identify.
order details. Exactly. So once after taking the order and order details only, the next function is that preparing the pizza. So first order details అనే ఫంక్షన్ ని కంప్లీట్ అయిన తర్వాతే పిజ్జా ప్రిపేర్ చేయడానికి ఎగ్జిక్యూషన్ జరుగుతుంది, రైట్? And once after pizza is prepared, it will give a notification to the app that pizza is ready and ready to deliver to at a doorstep, right?
Yes.
So are you able to understand the callbacks, right? With the real scenario? Okay. Okay. Next, we'll see a simple example. See, this is the function of wait. Okay. In this function, I'm calling an other function is call me. So when I hit the function greet, what it called? what it do? It consoles some name which I am passing as a parameter, right? And then it is calling back an other function, that is after executing the console. What this callback function is having, that is the other console. Sorry, I have to press the output. Okay, this is the output as per the function, callback function, that is hi. The parameter which I am passed is Peter. Hi Peter. And next callback function. In the callback function, I'm having is I am callback function. Okay. So you may get the doubt. Yes, yeah, we are able to handle the asynchronous request in a proper manner. So why do we need promise observables? So to get this clarified, if we go on requesting the multiple functions in this manner, okay, we'll get a hell like callbacks hell, what we call. If we give a request for server for first time, okay, depending upon the first request response, we need to go with the second response. But how many requests we'll do based on the parental request? So it will give a hectic, right? So making too many callback functions may not be a great idea. So at this point of code, what gives a messy? If we go on increasing our functions, because in real applications, we'll be handling with multiple functions or multiple logics or methods. So it gives a messy and less readable. To overcome this, okay, we offer a better way of handling asynchronous requests that improves code readability. So let's go with promises for the next function. Are you, I mean, do we have any questions for the callback functions before proceeding with promises? Any questions? No, right? Okay, okay, okay. Now we'll proceed with promises. What these promises will do actually? By seeing this picture, are you able to understand at least a little bit? Anyone? Okay. Using these promises, okay, these are like an, I mean, are objects that promise that they will have the values in near future, either a success or failure. This means that, okay, so whether we get the data in a success manner or in any error format, it exactly gives some value in the future. So this is what the promises says, and this can be handled with two methods. This have the two methods, that is dot then and dot catch. I think you have an idea about dot catch and then, right? I mean, you are aware in JavaScript in earlier sessions, right?
Yes.
Usually then is nothing but it will be executed when it is a success. And dot catch is nothing but when
Error
there's
catching.
any
Yes.
failure error case. Exactly. So we'll say a little small example, and see here the promises handling in dot then and in catch. And if we get any success, it will be executed in this format, that is success, you are a Greek. And if it is any error, some error has occurred, but how it will be executed? Okay, so let us take an example of a created in a promise variable. Here there are two type of functions, that is resolve and reject. See, there are two constants, that is Greeks for Greeks and Greeks for Greeks. And we are checking conditionally. I think you have an idea of this operator, right? What this operator means?
If the both strings are same, then
String,
Yeah.
both the values and the data type both are same, then it is true.
Exactly. So what will get a response output for this?
It is success. You are agree.
you agree.
Correct.
It will go to resolve function.
Exactly. Okay. Next. Before going to observables, you may get a question that yes, we are able to handle the promises in better manner. So why do we need then observables, right? Think you may get this doubt. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, you are right. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So we'll see what the observables are. Basically, these observables are like callbacks and promises, that is, it handles an asynchronous request. And as you are aware of Angular, I mean, in your training sections or whatever, so observables are the part of RJX, RxJS library, right? This library introduced these observables to handle the asynchronous request. Okay. And you have already learned about the observables. Can you please let me know what the definition is observable, at least one point? How we'll be using this observable in our application?
It may emit one or more event.
Actually,
We have to subscribe for them.
ఓకే బట్ మీరు చెప్పేదంతా ఎలా యూజ్ చేస్తామన్న చెప్తున్నారు, బట్ అబ్జర్వబుల్ అనేది బేసిక్ గా ఏం చేస్తుంది?
యాక్చువల్లీ ఏమైనా ఐ మీన్ ఏదైనా ఫామ్ అవ్వచ్చు, ఏదైనా అవ్వచ్చు. అక్కడ లైక్ మనం సర్వర్ నుంచి ఏమైనా రిక్వెస్ట్ చేసేటప్పుడు ఏవైనా చేంజెస్ ఉంటే మనకి నోటిఫై చేయడానికి, ఇఫ్ అంటే మనం సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకుంటే అబ్జర్వబుల్ ద్వారా మనం తెలుసుకుంటాం ఆ చేంజెస్ ని.
ఓకే, ఎస్, దిస్ ఇస్ ద వన్ పాయింట్. I agree.
Like
Are there any more?
deliver cheyadaniki.
Yes, exactly. Second point. And any more? Fine. If there are any more, I'll be waiting for 1-2 minutes. You usually see the observable pattern in Angular in different scenarios, but you might not aware that topic is using the observable concept. That's it. Okay, we'll go what it observe. Exactly what observable will be doing in Angular is that provides support for delivering messages between different parts of our single page application. And also it is responsible for handling multiple values, either it is might be a string or array or object or events, whatever, right? This way we are using the observable in our current application. Okay, now I'll be showing one picture and let's evaluate that, how actually the observable works. And I want to give a clarity with a real example. Okay, instead of the coding, let's go with the image. So have a look, and anyone are fine. Can you please explain what it means? Just have a look for 1 minute. Shall I or anyone? Okay, I'll proceed with it. So basically observable the last training section I received many requests, but I think we have cleared for few and not for few. But observable చూసి చాలా మంది భయపడ్డారని నాకు అనిపించింది. Is that true? సో అది ఎలా పనిచేస్తుంది ఏంటి అన్నది.
Yeah.
Yes.
At
Okay.
that time we asked about.
Yes. Yeah. I'm able to clear for few but not for few. Okay. బేసిక్గా అబ్జర్వబుల్ తాలూకా ఫంక్షనాలిటీ అసలు ఏం చేస్తుంది అన్నది మనకి అర్థమైతే సో దాన్ని ఎలా మన అప్లికేషన్లో యూజ్ చేస్తాము చేయగలము అన్నది మనకి ఈజీగా అర్థమవుతుంది. ఓకే, సో కోడింగ్ ప్రాక్టీస్కి వెళ్ళే ముందు అసలు ఈ అబ్జర్వబుల్ అన్నది ఎలా పనిచేస్తుంది, ఎలా మనం దాన్ని యూజ్ చేసుకోగలం వాటి మెథడ్స్ని అన్నది ఈ ఇమేజ్ మనకు చెప్తుంది. సో బేసికల్లీ వాట్ ద అబ్జర్వబుల్ ఈజ్ హియర్ ఇస్ పైప్. Okay, let's think that is like a one variable or it's like one thing. Okay, so ఈ observable లో pass అవుతుంది water. Okay, so the handler for receiving the observable notification implements the observable interface. సో observable లో ఉన్న notifications మనం యూజ్ చేయాలంటే అది ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేసేది through observable interface. Okay, సో హియర్ ద అబ్జర్వర్ ఈజ్ అ మ్యాన్. సో ఓకే, పైప్లో నుంచి అసలు ఏమొస్తుంది, ఏం జరుగుతుంది, ఏం చేయాలి, ఎలా చేయాలి. ఓకే, దిస్ ఈస్ వాట్ ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ వాట్ విల్ బి డూయింగ్ ఇన్ ఎ కరెంట్ అప్లికేషన్. అప్లికేషన్లో సర్వర్కి హిట్ చేసాం, ఒక రిక్వెస్ట్ని హిట్ చేసాం. ఓకే, అక్కడ నుంచి డేటా వస్తుంది. డేటాని ఏం చేయాలి, ఎలా చేయాలి, దాన్ని డేటాని ఎలా ఆపాలి, దీస్ ఆర్ ద క్వశ్చన్స్ విల్ బి గెటింగ్ రైట్. ఓకే, సో ఇక్కడ అబ్జర్వర్ ఏం చేస్తున్నాడు, ఒక ఈ పైప్ లో నుంచి వాటర్ ఇలా వస్తుంది. ఓకే, వాటర్ ని ఒక బకెట్ లో స్టోర్ చేసుకుంటున్నాడు. సో దిస్ ఈస్ వాట్ విల్ బి స్టోరింగ్ ద డేటా ఫ్రమ్ సర్వర్ యూజింగ్ ద నెక్స్ట్ మెథడ్. ఓకే, అండ్ what this complete means, usually we are not using it in our application, but complete means this is the one part of our observable notification, and this means once we are done with filling the bucket, if we call the complete method, it says that we are closing the bucket lid. It means మనకి పైప్ నుంచి వాటర్ వస్తుంది. ఓకే, డేటాని స్టోర్ చేసుకున్నాం లైక్ ఇన్ ద ఫార్మాట్ ఆఫ్ వాటర్. And once we are done with our task, we are closing the bucket. It means we are completing our task with the help of complete. Okay. And what about this error method? This error method is like catching. If we get any error, we can handle that error either 200, 400, 500, whatever the errors, we can handle it in the format of error method. That is what cleaning the splash water. I mean, did you get a overview of what observable is?
Yeah.
Clear ga ardham ayindi kada? Or if you have any doubts, please ask me. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, next we'll go to next slide. So how the observable subscribe and filter. So I have given it two examples. That is, we are having an observable, and when we want to subscribe the data, like when we want to use the water which is in the pipe, we are using the tap. Okay, in this way we are using the method like subscribe. Are you able to connecting with the scenario what you have been used, right?
Yes, Hinja.
Okay, okay. So వాటర్ని యూజ్ చేయాలంటే మనం ట్యాప్ని ఓపెన్ చేయాలి. సో ఇట్ మీన్స్ సబ్స్క్రిప్షన్, సో దట్ వీ కెన్ యూజ్ ద వాటర్ ఫ్రమ్ ద ట్యాప్. అండ్ నెక్స్ట్, I think you come across the different scenarios like we receive a data from server, but we want to filter that in the format what we want as per the requirement. Okay. For example, if you want to filter the data with the name of Himaja from the array of objects. What you will be doing there if we want to filter the array of objects? Do you want me to
Just
repeat the
match
question
the
again?
values with the Himaja.
What?
Just match the values with the Himaja, then only
Yeah.
I'll-
Okay, mapping, filter, different types of filters, right? So this is the best example. I think it is the best. I have been fitted with RO filter. So any unpurified water will be purified in this RO purifier, and then we'll be getting a filtered water. Okay. Once after getting a filtered water, if we subscribe, we'll get a new data, filtered data, right? సో అబ్జర్వబుల్ లో ఉన్న డేటాని మనం ఫిల్టర్ చేసుకొని మనకి కావాల్సిన తగ్గట్టుగా డేటాని ఫిల్టర్ చేశాక యూజ్ చేయాలి అంటే సబ్స్క్రిప్షన్ యూజ్ చేసి డేటాని యూజ్ చేసుకుంటాం. ఇస్ ఇట్ క్లియర్?
Yes.
Okay. This is what we have covered with the examples, and this is slide with the description. You can check it further. Okay. And one thing I want to say is that complete and error methods are optional. We can use or not, but next is the compulsory method because we need to access the data to store or to use or whatever. Okay. Next we'll see an example. This is the example, the basic example. Okay. So how you people declare the observable? How you will be define the observable in a current application? Just variable name, not the
observable.
syntax. How you will be defining the observable variable?
By instantiating that observable class.
Okay, not through instance, just like a private or public variable. ఎలా ఒక అబ్జర్వబుల్ ని డిఫైన్ చేస్తారు? సింపుల్. ఐఎమ్ నాట్ ఆస్కింగ్ యూ అబౌట్ ఎనీ సింపుల్.
ఈక్వల్ టు న్యూ అబ్జర్వబుల్.
యా, వేరియబుల్ ని ఎలా తీసుకుంటారు? ఏ ఫార్మాట్ లో ఎలా మీరు దానికి ఒక పేరు పెడతారు?
లైక్ సంథింగ్ వేరియబుల్.
Some ABCD. After that, you will be placing anything?
Equal to new observable.
Okay. Some guys, some people think that observable must be defined with ABC and appending with dollar symbol, right? So, but it is not compulsory and necessary to define the observable in the dollar format. But it is like a unique format, differentiating with other already defined private or public variables. అంటే మనం ఆల్రెడీ చాలా ప్రైవేట్ కానీ పబ్లిక్ వేరియబుల్స్ కానీ డిఫైన్ చేస్తాం. బట్ అబ్జర్వబుల్ కి వాటికి డిఫరెన్షియేట్ తెలియడం కోసం మాత్రమే మనం డాలర్ సింబల్ అనేది యూజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. బట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ కంపల్సరీ అండ్ మ్యాండేటరీ. ఓకే.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Next, as per this observable, I think మీకు ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చూడగానే అర్థమై ఉంటుంది what is actually happening. ఎవరైనా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తారా?
I will call the next method
Okay.
that I have got the response, and it
Okay.
is completed. After
Okay.
that, it is completed.
Okay.
By the end of it will call the complete method. Then means it will give this the request has been completed successfully. If we got any error, it will give error.
Okay, good.
At the end of that, we have to unsubscribe that. First of all, we have to subscribe to use that observable. after completing that usage, we have to unsubscribe it.
Okay. Unsubscribing, if we don't unsubscribe the observable, what it happens?
Subscribe method అనేది cancel
It will, yeah, it will stay there in the memory.
Will face with some memory leaks.
Yeah.
And unexpected outputs also. So before moving from one component or one screen to other screen, it's actually necessary to unsubscribe. Okay. So unsubscription is a manual format. I mean, but if we include dot complete after any task execution or whatever, it will automatically unsubscribe the observable and also stops the memory leaks. But if you do it manually, we explicitly write it as unsubscribe. A point తెలిసింది కదా? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. భయపడకండి. Okay.
No,
Next. Next, where do we see this observable pattern in Angular actually? Already, I think someone has told that we'll be seeing this in form controls, right? We'll be seeing that in form controls or in any HTTP request. Okay. Yes. And someone has told that transmitting data with emitters is exactly output and inputs, because all the and async pipe. You'll be having an idea of async pipe, right? Whenever we'll give a looping to the any objects or any nested objects, we'll be using an async pipe. If we get a data, we'll be displaying the data table. If not, we'll be displaying an error message. Yes. So all these concepts uses the observable in different manner, and routing also. See, whenever there is any change in the route URL or any events, okay, so we can identify that router.events, and it provides like an observable. Whenever there is any difference in the URL or any data using the event emitter, okay, we will be knowing that there is some change, and if we want to use the change, we'll be using. Yes. Did you get the point?
How can you repeat it once?
A little bit loud, please.
Can you repeat it once?
Shall I repeat it again?
Yes.
Okay. So observable concept బేసిక్గా మనం Angular లో ఒక డిఫరెంట్ ఫార్మాట్స్ లో మనం యూజ్ చేస్తున్నాం. ఎలాగా? As you said, using the output, using the input, okay, and when we make any changes to the form controls, okay, if there are any changes, we are able to know those changes, okay, like for example, ఒక form ఉంది, okay, some first name, last name, whatever, there are some 2, 3, 4 fields. వాటిల్లో మనం ఏదైనా ఒక వాల్యూ ఎంటర్ చేసాం. ఓకే, సో ఫస్ట్ నేమ్ అనే ఇన్పుట్ ఫీల్డ్ లో ఒక వాల్యూ చేంజ్ అయింది అన్నది మనకి యాంగులర్ లో తెలుస్తుందా తెలియదా?
Yeah, we have on change events.
ఎస్. ఓకే, అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ ఒక అవుట్పుట్ ఉంది. ఓకే, ఒక చైల్డ్ కాంపోనెంట్ నుంచి ఒక పేరెంట్ కాంపోనెంట్ కి డేటా ఎమిట్ చేస్తున్నాం యూజింగ్ @output event emitter. సో ఎప్పుడైతే డేటా ఎవ్రీ టైమ్ వెన్ ద చైల్డ్ కాంపోనెంట్స్ emits the data using @output, is the parent will be known that there is some new data that is emitting from child component? ఎస్ రైట్. సో ఇక్కడ మీరు అబ్జర్వబుల్ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఇంప్లిమెంట్ అయి ఉందా లేదా అన్నది మీకు ఈ విధంగా అర్థమైందా?
We understood.
సో మనకి డేటా అనేది ఎక్కడైతే చేంజ్ అవుతుంది ఆర్ కొత్త డేటా వస్తుంది ఆర్ డేటాలో చేంజెస్ వస్తున్నాయి. సో ఫర్ ఎవ్రీ చేంజ్ we are able to know that change and able to finish our next task, okay, and we are moving further with a new task. This way we are using the observable concept in Angular. These are just the 4 examples, okay, what we are using in our application. So మీకు బాగా అర్థం అవుతాయని జస్ట్ ఈ 4 examples మీకు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తున్నా. సో దీని యూసేజ్ అనేది మనకి డిఫరెంట్ ఫార్మాట్స్ లో ఉంటాయి. ఇన్పుట్ ఎమిటర్ని ఎలా యూజ్ చేయాలి, అవుట్పుట్ ఎమిటర్ని ఎలా యూజ్ చేస్తాం, ఐ థింక్ మీకు ఇవి ఆల్రెడీ ఐడియా ఉన్నాయని అనుకుంటున్నాను. ఓకే ఓకే. అండ్ అలాగే ఫామ్ కంట్రోల్స్ లో మనకి ఏదైనా ఒక టచ్, ఓకే, ఒక ఫామ్ ఫీల్డ్ ఉంది, చేంజ్ వాల్యూ అనేది ఏం చేంజ్ చేయలేదు, బట్ జస్ట్ యూ ఫోకస్డ్ ఆన్ ద ఫామ్ ఫీల్డ్. Are you able to know the change using
Yes.
Angular? Yes. Yeah. That is what the observable concepts include in Angular. Okay. And మీకు ఇందాక ప్రామిసెస్ అబ్జర్వబుల్ చెప్పేటప్పుడు డౌట్ వచ్చిందా? సో ప్రామిసెస్ బాగానే యూజ్ అవుతుంది కదా, సో వై డూ వి యూజ్ ది అబ్జర్వబుల్స్?
Because promises is used for only one value.
Yes.
Observables are more flexible.
Yes.
Promises.
Yeah, these are the points which covers the difference between the promises and observables. So in order to handle it better with promises, observable came into our scenario. Okay, it will be handling multiple values unlike promises, and also promises provide single value but not the multiple values, and observables are cancelable, okay, by using unsubscribe or with using the complete method. And also observable provides many operators. Yes, like we can filter the data or for looping the data or whatever. So this way the most advanced, have many advantages when compared with the promises. So we have been using the promises in current situation. So are there any questions so far on this topic? సో ఎక్కడైనా ఏదైనా అర్థం అవ్వకపోతే I'll repeat it again.
Maja, I have a doubt.
Okay.
Can we update the data in that observable? Like if we have a